Live from Million Monroe Studios in Beverly Hills, California. It's Power Hour. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to another episode of Power Hour. I'm your host, Million Monroe de Clifford Plantagenet. Today's topic is we're going to be talking about some of the things that are bothering a lot of folks in the Hollywood and Los Angeles areas especially, and as well as across the country and across the globe. See, there seems to be an uprising of cults and organizations and underground groups who are trying to climb the ladder and build their own ladders to success. They're trying to build their own ladders and open their own doors for only exclusively their own people and their own members. And, while this is a charming idea, unfortunately, it's illegal on federal and state, every level that you could possibly think of. Some of these groups that have been around for a long time, such as Masons or Scientology or Illuminati or underground groups and right-wing groups and left-wing groups and cults and the Davidians, and you have the Georgians, and you have the lizard people, and you have all these different groups and organizations that go by so many different names. Some called kissing the monkeys or kissing the apes or gorillas, or you have so many different groups out there. And it's just basically what it is it's everybody trying to put together their own friends and family so the president of that company can make money. Not you. They could care less about you. But it's really about, putting money into that organization and bringing their own people to the top. If you're not part of their group, well then forget you. We'll leave you with that thought for right now. We're going to take a short break and we'll be back after these messages. And we're back. Thanks for tuning in to Power Hour with your host, Million Monroe de Clifford Plantagenet. So, that's kind of a synopsis of what's going on in through Hollywood and especially in the entertainment industry, because there are millions and billions and trillions of dollars being exchanged and changing hands in Hollywood and from the entertainment industry alone. And it has been that way since the early 1900s. I mean, even the mafia got involved, and they're part of it too. They have their own groups here too. They've been around since the early 1900s. In fact, some of the first films were financed by mafia money way back when, in the very, very early days of Hollywood. Now, this is really kind of bothersome, because if you're not part of these groups or cults or organizations, you do not get in unless you pay them. Yeah, basically that's the bottom line. You pay them with your sweat, your tears, your time, or your money. And, that's unfair, unconstitutional, and it's illegal. Now, some of these, groups and organizations, they like to take advantage of people. They like to hustle people. And not only did they stop there and building their own ladders, but they've also advanced into crime, where they follow people. They track your cell phones. They hack your cell phones. They get into your cell phone. They get into your contact address. They read your messages, your text messages, so they know if you're involved in certain things. And they know if you're talking about money, how much money you have. And then they go into your emails, and they look for emails. And then they go into your bank accounts, and they look for your bank accounts. They get all of that stuff, and they have access to all of that because they've built some pretty good sized networks, and these networks are all intertwined within the government, within the police departments, within the federal bureaus, within the government bureaus. Every aspect is dirty and tainted by these organizations and these groups, these cells. And it's unfortunate that I'm King Rollo's great-grandson. I'm King Henry III's great-grandson, and I'm King Henry V's great-grandson. I'm related to 7 royal family lines. I don't fall for their bullcrap. I'm sorry. I do not fall for your bullshit, to put it quite honestly. I'm a Christian. My great-grandfather is also Pastor William Brewster of the Mayflower, who was at the very first Thanksgiving. Do you really think I'm going to join your cults and your organizations? And yes, they've tried to recruit me. Several of these organizations, several of these groups have tried to recruit me over the last 15, 20 years, including the Church of Fakeology, or I call it Scientology. They've done some really weird, creepy, unorganized, unethical practices in Sacramento and in Hollywood and Los Angeles and across the country, and they've been trying to recruit me. It's really funny. It's really quite comical, because when I was like 23 years old, I went into one of their offices and listened to what they had to say, and it was a joke. But I went back again just so I could laugh some more, and they had me sign a billion-year contract, which of course I signed with my stepfather's last name. I didn't sign with my legal name, so therefore it was void. But it was a billion-year contract for something that had to do with my soul and my body and my exoskeleton, and they wanted to manipulate my exoskeleton after I died so they could make love to it or something. Yeah, these people are really freaks. And they had like a 20-page contract for a 23-year-old kid to read. Like a 23-year-old kid's gonna have knowledge of all that. But I was smart enough to sign with a different name so it wouldn't be legal. And, you know, they have little squirrel groups that they try to follow people around with, which they really do. And now the bad thing is that all these mafias and these cults have copied them, and so now all the mafias and cults are doing the same thing. They're copying them and following people around and tracking people and tracing people and using their theories and using their technology. Now, guess what? You screwed up the world. Good job, idiot. And good job to all you idiots, because now you're really screwing up people. You're really screwing up the world. You're maxing up the wrong things with the wrong things. You're putting squares into circles. You're putting circles into squares. And it's just not working. You think you're smart. You're not smart. You think you're a genius. You're not a genius. Newsflash, idiots. Okay? I'm sorry, but that's just the God's honest truth. I'm a Christian. I have a Christian foundation. My great-grandfathers, King Henry III, King Henry I, King Henry II, they built the world's biggest churches, for Christ's sakes. And we'll leave you with that thought for right now. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back after these messages. And we're back. Thanks for tuning in to Power Hour with your host, Million Monroe DeClifford Plantagenet. And, you know, Pastor William Brewster was a legendary pastor. They're all my great-grandfathers. Do you really think I'm going to fall for your crap? Did you really believe that I would fall for any of your groups, your organizations? And if you did, you have got to be the dumbest individuals on the planet. Hey, I'm sorry. Let's put the shoe where the shoe fits, okay? You tried to recruit literal royal family member into your cult and your organization, as if your cult, your organization was going to be qualified enough to even handle and reciprocate whatever King Rollo's and King Henry's grandson could give to you. You've got to be joking me. You've got to be kidding. The government also tried to recruit me at one point, and these federal agencies tried to recruit me. Are you kidding me? Do you know where you came from? You came from me. You came from my family line. I did not come from your family line, so don't try to recruit me. Yeah, I see through your bullshit before you even have it on the table. And that's the God's honest truth, because you came from me. I didn't come from you. Therefore, I know what you're doing before you even do it. And I don't need a computer. I don't need a program to tell me what's next, because I know what's next before you even think it. Maybe I'm sounding a little bit like Howard Stern right now, a little bit crass, a little bit cranky, a little bit grouchy. But, you know, I need people to know the truth, and, you know, so they're protected. You know, and, you know, I know these cults, these groups, these organizations, and these government agencies, they love to go after blonde hair and blue-eyed people. Why? Because we are trophies, and we can open doors. Yeah, it's absolutely true. We can. But we're not opening your doors anymore, and we're not going to be your trophies anymore. In fact, if you look at Pornhub, you look at all these porn sites, how come all my blonde-haired, blue-eyed great-grandchildren are all over those things with dark-haired, dark-eyed people, or cult members with full of tattoos? What's up with that? Yeah? Tell me again you're not trying to take advantage. I've earmarked every single one of those for the cult members that they are. And we're going to be turning in all the cult members who are taking advantage of the blonde hair and blue-eyed people all over the porn sites. Sorry, it's going to happen. And, you know, a lot of other things are going to happen too. So the bottom line is, stay away from the royal family. Do not touch the royal family. They are my great-grandchildren. And if you want to go after them, well, you better believe that there are plans in place that will definitely remedy your situation if you choose to go after the royal family members continuously. Well, God bless you guys. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Power Hour. I hope this has helped you guys and cleared some things up. And God bless you. Don't work too hard, or actually work very hard. We'll see you again. You're tuned in to Power Hour with Million Monroe DeClifford Plantagenet. Power Hour is brought to you by Million Monroe Entertainment and Marilyn Monroe Family Entertainment Companies in Beverly Hills and Brentwood, California.